Hi there, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be looking at the question of what can you expect in a psychic reading. And what I'd like to do is just outline a few things that give you a better understanding when you go into a reading, whoever it may be with, you've got a clear idea of what is or isn't possible, or really what's a good value reading, what do you get in a good valued reading. Now the first thing, it's pretty basic, is you're going to a psychic. One way or the other, you want some understanding or some insight into what's happening now and what's happening in your future. And obviously part of that, psychics give predictions. So I think that's a reasonable expectation that somewhere in the framework of your reading, the psychic outlines what they see happening in your future. But what I think is also important, and what I would insist on in a reading, is ensuring that not only are you told when something will happen, but you're also given an understanding as to why and how that'll happen. Because it's very easy for a psychic to say, look, in 6 months' time, you're going to be back with this person. But what's more important to that is what is the bridge between here and there? Why does that happen? Why now? Why? How does that happen? Do they initiate contact? Do you initiate contact? What about the obstacles that's prevented it before? How do you overcome them? Because on one level, just saying something really positive, it's going to happen in 6 months' time, might feel nice, but probably it's also going to feel a bit unrealistic, or a bit, I can't see that happening. So psychic should give you the whens, but also the psychic should give you the why and the how. Okay. A second thing that, as a very basic expectation in a reading, is that the psychic should do most of the talking. Now I'm not saying they're just going to run at the mouth for 20 minutes. There's obviously some interaction, but ultimately a psychic reading isn't counselling. It's not where I just sit there and listen to you. Psychic readings are more active in the sense that you share and respond, but ultimately I'm giving you information. I'm using the time to tell you as much as I can about what I see and what's going on. And I would generally be wary of psychics asking too many questions, because the other problem with that is if they've spent 5 minutes kind of quizzing you on your whole life, and then suddenly they come through with this insight, it's hard to then understand, well, was that an insight, or is that just them interpreting what I've told them? Now, if you go into a reading and say, look, I just want to focus on relationships, then whatever comes through after that, whether it's a relationship on your father, your boyfriend, your ex, your brother, sister, it's come from a psychic place. And now at the same time, don't go in defensive. Don't go in saying, I'm going to see if this psychic's really real or not. Because on one level, that creates a block. It's just about being open and letting the psychic share with you what they see. And the third thing I think you should expect, and one in a reading, is a basic level of empathy and care. Now I've come across psychics at times who you might say are very good psychically. Maybe they can pick up on really good things, but they have quite a cold manner, or they deliver that information in kind of a brutal way. And it's not to say in every reading, everything's going to be coated in sugar and honey, but even the most confronting and difficult things that appear, there's a way of communicating them which is empathetic and understanding. So it's not about skirting around being honest, but the person you have a reading with should be able to actually give you that feeling of you're in good hands and that you're understood and that you're not judged. And I think all that together provides a really good reading. And I think if you go into a reading with that expectation and that feeling of this is what I want, then I think you won't be disappointed. Okay, take care.